Hey guys, so today's look is this pink smoked out eye with a wet glitter on top just to give it a little something extra. I had every intention to have this up by Valentine's Day, but as you can see, that did not happen. So lately I've been doing my brows a little bit different. Instead of having them be so dark, I wanted to do more of a natural look. So I've been using the Brow Wiz and Brow Definer from Anastasia, and I love the results. It's way more natural, just gives them a nice full look. I first start with the Brow Wiz. It's more like a pencil versus a crayon, if you can imagine that. So it's easier for me to outline my brows, top and bottom. So I do that first, buff it all out. Then once that's done, I go in with the Brow Definer, which is more like a crayon, and I just kind of fill in all the sparse spots and buff that out as well so it looks nice and smooth. And you want to keep it deeper towards the tail end of your brows and lighter towards the front. That's a huge mistake that people make. You don't want to look angry and like it's just too dark up there. And then I keep everything in place with some brow gel. This one's also tinted, so it adds a little bit of color. Mind you, I look a little crazy because I don't have my foundation on, so my brows look a little intense. I promise they won't be at the end of this. Cleaning up your brows with concealer is such an important part. It really defines everything and cleans up all of those messes and makes the lines super sharp. As always, I'm using soft ochre from MAC to prime my lids. Just evens out the color, makes everything pop more. I'm starting off with Fiesta from Morphe as my first transition shade. It's kind of like a creamy burnt orange, if that makes any sense. I'm going to be taking this all the way up to the brow bone and just lightly sweeping it back and forth. Next, I'm using Barbie Girl from Morphe. This one is a deeper pink, so I'm using this along my crease, just outlining my eyeball per usual. Still using Barbie Girl, I'm using a more defined blending brush, and I'm just really packing it on inside of my crease. Whenever I'm doing a smoky eye, it doesn't matter what color it is, I like for you to see a really smooth transition, but I also like for it to be defined inside of my crease no matter what. So that's why I take these extra steps to really make sure that it's blended out, but also inside of there. This is another paint pot from MAC, and this is in the color Perky. It's kind of like a salmon-y color. I'm using this to base my glitter so the glitter has something to stick onto. So the glitter I'm using today is from Stila. It's in the color Metallic Dusty Rose. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this glitter is really hard to use. I finally have mastered it, but I'm not gonna lie, there were some meltdowns, there were some tears, there was some BFs. The trick with this glitter is to pack it on quickly and exactly where you want it because it dries very fast. For my crease, I am using the color Porter. It's from the Kathleen Lights collection for ColourPop. It's like a really nice deep maroon color. To make sure my crease color is nice and blended, I start off with a fluffier defining brush going along my eyeball. Once that's all set, I take more of a pencil brush and I go ahead and pack that same color onto the crease, tracing my eyeball, going around back and forth. So now I'm just blending up towards my brow bone, just blending my life away. I'm gonna be here for like 10 minutes. Come back later, don't worry. So now I'm going to clean up with concealer. I'm going to make a line starting from my lower lash line up to my brows. And finally doing my foundation. I didn't before because I knew the pink would fall out and would create a huge mess. I also have a really exciting development. I am now in the color Cashew from Estee Lauder. I know I'm super fair skinned right now. It's very exciting for me. I'm not doing a winged liner today, but I am gonna line my eyes just along the lash line so that way there's no disconnect between my false lashes and my actual lash line. I always place my lashes down in the middle of my lash line first, making sure that it sticks, and then I go ahead and press in the sides, just depending on which one I feel like going with at that moment. And then once that's on, then I push them up so that way they're nice and full. You guys already know how I feel about this concealer. I'm still loving it. I'm almost out now of this new shade Honey. So maybe next time I'll try something different. Maybe not. I don't know yet. So now I'm going to set my concealer so I can go straight into creating that nice smoked out under eye, which I feel like it ties in the entire look. Using all the same colors I used on the top of my eye, I am now going to use on the bottom of my eye. Basically, I'm just layering them on the same way I did on the top, starting with, a color that's going to be more blended out, and then I'm going to use the deeper color right along the edges. And I'm also going to connect that line that I made with my concealer. I'm going to connect the bottom to the top so it pulls everything up. So recently I went to Gen Beauty, and while I was there, I got this new Tarte contour palette. It is different than my Anastasia one. This one, the colors are more, they're cooler. Like the bronzers are more cool, which normally I don't like, but to be honest, I am loving. It gives a way more natural look than I thought it would, and I'm a huge fan. So just like with my Anastasia palette, I am going to start off with the lighter bronzer, just going in and carving out my cheekbones right where that socket is. So I'm going to start that with the light one, then once that's blended, I'm going to go in with the deeper color and just accent that. So now I'm going to do my nose contour, creating a straight line coming from my brow going down to the tip. And then once that's all set and blended out, I'm then going to create those two lines right on the tip of my nose to create that nice little button nose. So for my highlight, I went with a liquid and a powder. I wanted to create a really dewy, glowy look. When I first did this look, it was in California and I was on my deathbed, and I had this natural dewy look from having like cold sweats. So I just did that with makeup this time. I used the blush from the contour palette. I didn't go too heavy on the blush because I wanted the focus to really be the eyes and the glowiness of this look. Because I am more tan, and I'm sure this goes for anybody else who is more tan, nudes, real pale nudes, just never look right on me. They look like I'm dehydrated, like I have just walked the desert. So I always like to pair a really light nude with a deeper liner, just so you can still see that definition in my lips. All right, that's it. That's the final look. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope that it was helpful, and let me know if you try it. Let me know if you have any disasters with that glitter. I would love to know that I'm not the only one. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. All right, guys, that's it. That is it.
Time for